Well, hello. Welcome to Drawing with Fire. I am Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist. I'm joined with hubby.
It's me.
Scooch up so they can hear you.
Ah.
It's the me. Who's it? It's the me.
It's just me.
It's just you.
Okay.
And today, this is going to be the last live for Burning World Pyrography Month. I'm so behind, and it just has to be okay. I will catch up hopefully by Sunday and be done. But today I am working on a face, and this is a person we know. It's Alana at our favorite coffee shop. He is our friend and barista, and he very graciously allowed me to take photos of her this past Sunday because I couldn't find any faces I was happy with to use. So he is letting me use hers. So she's right there. If you notice, the rest of the pattern isn't on the sheet, and there is a good reason for that. Because I hadn't finished transferring last week's stuff onto the board, and because I couldn't get things lined up the way I wanted to, I actually had to start a new pattern because I made the fish smaller, I made the giraffe a little smaller, and I made the snake smaller. And moved the giraffe and just trying to get the layout better. So what I had done was grabbed a new piece and just outlined where my bottom burns were so that I could lay these out. So for this week we have, for camouflage, I have a turtle. For people, I have Alana. For flowing, I have a horse's mane. Like, I guess I got a horse's mane. For fashion, I have a peacock. And what is the lion? What is the lion? Oh, what is the lion? I can't remember what the other word is. The list is behind you in the box. I can't remember what he's for.
Which week are we?
Huh? So...
we week 4 or 5?
5.
So camouflage, person, fashion, flowing, beloved.
Beloved. Lion is beloved.
Oh.
That's what I chose for beloved. So today we're working on Alana, and I might need to scooch her up. Hi, San. Hi, Brent. Hi, Robin. Hi, Cheryl.
Beryl. Also.
Hi, Beryl. There we go.
Did you say Brent?
Yes, I said Brent. Do we got Philip in here?
I haven't seen him.
Okay, he'll get in here. Alrighty, so I've got Alana here. I do have a reference photo of her, the size on the board, which I think is important. And then I also have super big ones of her in both black and white and color so that I can see things better. But when doing small faces, there's not going to be as much detail. So you're not going to see the eyelashes heavy. You're not going to see more detail in the lips or just in the skin in general because they're so small further away. You get less detail. And I definitely don't want to outline it. And I started heating up my shader. I think I want to do the eyes first. She has dark brown eyes. And for that, I'm going to switch over to, let's see here, are we small enough?
Robin Short. I think she says, did you say hawk shop or hockey shop? I think coffee shop.
Coffee shop.
Yeah.
Sorry. Coffee shop.
That's our local coffee house that we go to.
Yep.
Campus Coffee being shameless plug.
Hey, I don't mind plugging them.
And it's really, really awesome, and we go there every Sunday.
They let us sit there and paint and draw for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I don't mind plugging them.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff.
Alana's not the only barista there, but she's the one that's there when we're there, and she's very kind, very professional, nice.
She's just awesome.
She's awesome overall, but she always has something nice to say for, all the customers, and she always remembers our order.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, so...
In fact, we thought we were going to stump her this last weekend, and we walked up smiling at the counter and just stood there thinking, let's see if we can throw her off, but she already had our order. We're hung up.
I didn't think she'd be thrown off. She's been doing that. She's been every Sunday for
a year now.
A year, yeah, so...
Yeah. Yep. So I'm just...
So she's got she's very pretty, and she's got a very interesting face.
And very natural. I wanted natural for this piece.
Yeah.
I was looking through a lot of Pixabay photos while we were there, and there was a lot of heavy makeup, which there's nothing wrong with that, but for what I wanted for this piece, I wanted a very natural feel. And Alana doesn't like her picture taken, but she very graciously, when things calmed down behind the counter for her, we went in the back and I took some photos. Now, my photos aren't the best one, but I do have the experience of burning for so long that I can tell certain things and fix certain things. Plus, I know her, so it makes it a little easier. And then...
I think personally, like, whenever you can, if you have, like, local models or even friends, people that you know, I think that it's more interesting to do that, to incorporate somebody that you actually know into a painting or a piece of art than just a random stranger, because there's more to it then, because then
there's a bigger connection.
Yeah. So then if you have the piece of art that's hanging on your wall, or it goes to somebody or whatever, it exists, but it's not just like, oh, some random person. It's actually a person that you have a connection with.
Yeah. So this is the 9M. Pat just sent this to me last week. I did not have it, and so I asked him for it, and he nicely sent it to me. I'm actually really liking this for thinner details. It's not sharp, it's more rounded and smaller than the 19S. And burns smoother, depending on what you're doing, than the 9MS. All these letters.
I think what's interesting too about this particular stream is that you haven't done a portrait in a long time. And
I haven't done a portrait since 2013.
Yeah, and then already, we're like saying important things about the process, or at least how you do it, as far as like your references, and you've got the large black and white reference, and you've got a color reference, and
the small black and white.
Yep, and just how you approach it, and I think that's really, really important. And then, like you said, you're doing a smaller face, so one thing that you really can't do when you're doing smaller art, and burning or otherwise, is with smaller faces, you can't put in all of the detail that you might normally put in a larger piece, because
which is harder for me.
Which is trying to compress so you'd be trying to compress everything, all that detail, down into a very small space, and it ends up looking artificial and odd. So you have to get a sense of how the face, a person looks, and you have to approach the portrait a little bit differently.
Stay there.
It's kind of like how if you look at a mountain from a distance, you see the large patches of color that represent like rocks and trees, but you don't see every individual rock or tree. So if you painted it from a distance, you'd be getting a sense of what's what, but you wouldn't be painting those individual trees.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with the face. If you're doing it smaller. And the idea is to actually capture the likeness and the presence of the person So, no pressure.
I know.
But
She was going to join us, hopefully. You said she set an alarm?
Yeah, she did. So she may be here. So if she is, hello, Alana. She might be lurking. It's a little odd to have someone
I know.
do your portrait. Yeah, because
you did that to me.
Yeah,
I know.
I painted Val, and then
didn't tell me it was hanging in a show.
Ended up going into the exhibition for my bachelor's degree. So she showed up. We showed up, and she's like, "You didn't tell me this," and she stayed as far away from her painting as she could. So
not that it was bad. The painting wasn't bad. It just felt very awkward.
Yeah, you're just weirded out by it.
Just felt very awkward. All right. Trying not to outline. I am getting some main lines down that are going to be part of the burning. So, and then we can start erasing. And I am giving Alana a copy, print of the burning, so she so nicely.
And I did a sketch of her as well, and I'm just gonna give her that sketch because what we do on Sundays is mainly for practice and working out techniques or
get me out of the house.
Or working on concepts and things.
I'm trying to get around the camera.
We don't necessarily do a lot of finished art, and so we were talking about portraits the other day, and when you do a portrait, unless there's a larger context for it, like this piece, this has a larger meaning, but if you're just doing a portrait of somebody, it's a very... If the portrait has no other meaning other than this person's face, it's kind of a hard sell in a gallery. Yeah. Because it's like it's like the pictures of people that come in the frames. It's like, So I mean, somebody might like it, and it might be a good piece of art, but the odds are is that unless somebody knows that person, there's probably not going to be a high demand for it. So, I'm gonna give that sketch to Alana as well. I might see if we have a frame or something around that's just lying around.
I don't know if I have any.
We got a ton of frames, so figure out something.
Yeah.
I gotta seal it though, because it was done in charcoal, compressed charcoal. So that's still very movable.
So I've bumped my heat down to 2.5, and I'm barely trying to touch this.
Yeah. Chad, are you out there?
What's wrong?
Nothing. Chat just stopped.
Oh, hit that. There you go. For some reason, YouTube's changed how chat runs.
I think that's where I was, though.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. The last one was Hi Sheila from Cheryl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Did we lose everybody?
No, I don't think so. That was a minute ago. Okay, no. I don't, Robin says hi to Sheila, so. Alright, I was just concerned because the chat stopped moving, and that's odd. So
we have a really dark area shadow cast right here. And I just have chosen not to switch pens. I could switch pens, but this tip is actually really smooth, so I don't mind using this one.
So one thing that I noticed about our technique, and that I realized, like, one of the reasons why we work so differently, you and I.
What's that?
It sounded a little bit like we're not so different, you and I. Because you're used to working in pyrography where things are pretty final. So you have to get everything just right from the get-go.
Well, I do.
Yes. And whereas I tend to work on areas and then I make adjustments, if something's not right. So if the line of the bridge of the nose isn't right, then I'll move it, and so everything slowly comes into focus. But whereas you have to establish those landmarks and establish them accurately and build around them. And so, like, now I think I understand a little bit more, like, when I'm painting, like, when you come in and you were like, I see this is off or whatever. And it's...
I say it nicer than that, I hope. Hey, you went quiet.
Sometimes you do.
You went quiet.
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're like, wrong kid died. Sometimes you do, but I think sometimes you're in the zone and you're like that eye's off, and then you're.
Try to be mean.
No, you don't. But I didn't, I haven't like really been able to I know that our techniques are different, but I hadn't really thought about why that they're different. And I see that. So like if, working in ink is the same deal. You have to be incredibly accurate and so I would imagine that any tattoo artists out there that would like to get into fine art, and get away from ink, pyrography would be a natural extension of that, because
there's actually quite a few who do.
The technique is very, very similar, and the skills, I think, transfer. I don't know how a tattoo gun works, so I think that there might be a little bit difference there, because you're actually putting a needle into somebody's skin. But
so I'm trying to get this angle right. That's why I got quiet. And
Cheryl's done most of her husband's tattoos. I did not know that.
Well, that's awesome.
And Cheryl was she says she's half watching, half burning. So that's cool.
All right, that looks off, but once I put the shading for the other side of the nose, it'll make more sense.
Yeah, it looks on to me. And so, one of the things about the human face is that if you get something off, then the person doesn't look like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And this already looks like Alana. The eyes are particularly important. So,
yeah, but I don't feel right about that one. This one's not bad. I'll have to work on this one.
Okay.
Alright. I'm switching over to my favorite pen.
Which is?
The 18M Spear Shader. Though Pat has revamped the large spoon shader. This is the one I had received a while back, and he has revamped it to this. So this one works a little differently, so I need to practice with it a little bit more.
What were we talking about? Did you want me to put the names of the pins in chat? Was that what we were talking about, or was it something else?
No, you just write it down on a piece of paper so I could put it in the description later. That's okay. Let's see. I'm going to get as much graphite off as I can.
In the art studio, I don't know where any paper is.
Behind you on the counter should be a couple of spiral notebooks. Alright, so I'm using small ovals, and I'm set a little over 2.5. And if you notice, the biggest thing is watching where your shadows are, getting the contrast right on what's light and what's dark, but also not outlining.
So you said that's an 18M spear?
So you can just write the numbers, I know what they are.
What was the one you were using before?
Ooh! I hate when that happens. 9M.
9M. Okay. And it also a spear?
No.
What was it?
It is modified writing tip.
Writing tip.
So there's going to be areas that do need to go darker.
Okay.
But for now, I can just lay everything out so that I can make sure I have things in the right place. And this is why I prefer to go with lower heat, because I have room for adjustment. And the lightest part of our face is here on the side and hitting the side of the bridge of the nose.
So I guess Cheryl's husband has done 33 of her tattoos.
Wow.
Saw tattoos.
It is. I've only got one and don't foresee getting any more.
I don't have any tattoos.
And that's okay.
I can never decide. Oh, Philip's here.
Hey, Philip.
I can never decide what it was that I wanted, and then I'd have to have a tattoo artist that I trusted and knew.
So we're not going to see any eyelashes, especially on the bottom, but we do have different planes, so some areas are darker.
Excuse me. Sorry.
The white of her eye is also not going to be white. Because one, the light's not hitting it, and two, even if it was, our eyeballs have blood. Do you know that? Our eyeballs have blood?
Mm-hmm.
You ruined it.
What?
You're supposed to say no.
Oh, no, I did not know that.
Too late now. Let's see, I'm trying to zoom in so that... No, I want to go this way.
Of course I knew that.
This way.
I knew that
No, I want to go this way.
I know that for flight school.
Oh, go this way.
So Cheryl Harrelson
Hi, Cheryl.
is here. First live when you're actually live.
Well, welcome and thank you. Hope you have fun. So we'll call you Cheryl H, and then we got Cheryl B. Okay. Cheryl B what? Ha, ha, ha. Sorry, Cheryl. Sorry, Cheryl.
Cheryl will be good.
Cheryl be good.
Isn't there a song about that?
No, that would be Johnny.
It could have been Cheryl.
Let's see here.
So I'm going to say it's Cheryl because it would be cooler.
Gotta be careful on not raising the burning too much on the tip because it'll grab the grain a little bit. What?
I'm laughing because, like, when I do fine detail, like, I am, like, completely focused and like, I'm, like, you know, barely touching the canvas or whatever. And then I always have, like, I always imagine myself, like spasming and, like, you know, accidentally, like, stabbing the canvas multiple times and smearing paint all over and knocking the thing over. So,
oh, I get that, too.
Yeah.
And if I get too focused for too long, my eyeballs actually start bouncing back and forth, and I'm like, whoa!
I forget to breathe.
Oh, I do that, too. I'm surprised I haven't passed out.
I'll be sure and
check on me?
Yeah, if I hear any loud thumps.
Yeah, she's holding her breath again.
Oh, I was doing detail again. Passed out.
Must have been a big one. Alright. So, and if you notice for, like, what I did with this one, which is a little different than I normally do, is where the shading areas are at, where there's darker areas. I did not draw lines with graphite this time. What I did, let's see here. is I actually used, I don't want to burn this. I actually used dots so that I could lightly lay it down and know what's what, and it also makes it easier to erase. And I'm not getting confused between what is shading and what is actual line work for her face.
Yeah.
And I actually like how that worked out, so I'll be doing that more. Alrighty. Ooh, let's get this one. I'm trying to get the graphite that's on the highlight. Put that up. Alright. So I'm going to have to shape that better. But we can come back to that once I get other things down so I know what makes sense. So her smile line creates more shadow. So we definitely want to include that.
Alana Girl's artist here.
Alana. Let's see here. I'll try to stick to this area.
And Sian has a question.
Mm-hmm.
She says, all our current erasers are black and leave marks on wood. I need to get a better eraser for wood. Do you have recommendations?
Let me see here. Where was the...
I don't know.
What'd you do with it?
I didn't do anything. This is your studio.
I know, but you moved things.
I don't move things.
This is the
I
Vanish...
get in trouble when I move things.
This is the Vanish 4-in-1. I was looking for the little box holder thingy, and I can't find it. For me, it's worked out the best on erasing graphite from wood, but any white eraser in general should be fine. Because yeah, the black and the pink do smudge and leave their presence behind. Let's see here. This is...
Wow, we're only on a 20-second delay today.
Don't.
What?
You just jinxed us.
No, I didn't. It's my job to be technical. It's the only job I have. Okay? It's like Galaxy Quest. I got one job in this live stream. And I'm gonna do that job.
Could have gone a little lighter at side of her nose. Plus, I can get rid of the graphite with the sanding stick.
Now, does that Vanish 4-in-1, does that have sand in it? Is that the one?
No, it's the mono sanded eraser.
Oh, okay. Because
for ink.
Lana was talking about that.
No, the Vanish 4-in-1 is very smooth. It works in 4 different ways. That's why they call it what they do. I think I'm going to use a ball tip to get in here better. That can wait for a second. Actually, no. I'm going to do it now. Because if I don't, it'll throw me off.
So, what are you using?
I am going to go with small ball tip.
Small ball tip. No numbers?
19S.
19S.
Sorry, I forgot that's what you were writing it down for.
I'm doing my job.
Oh, I've got all this stuff in my lap.
Hopefully none of them are pins that are on.
No, that's in my hand, no. My drafting brush and my eraser.
Oh, okay.
No. Alright, too dark. I'm gonna want to go really light in trying to form this. What are the doggies doing?
Amber's walking around.
I'm waiting for Xena to pop the gate and come in here.
I saw her do it the other day.
Yeah, she just sticks her nose or her paw and just goes pop.
Yeah, she's got big paws. So, yeah, I saw her. She just hooked it with her paw and just popped it open. She's like, this means nothing to me.
I go where I want. Alright, let's see here. Some areas are darker than areas, and that's what I'm trying to capture. I'm going to have to go back with lower heat and burn some of this area. Alright. It's definitely harder doing smaller faces.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people trying it, and I think it's awesome that they're trying it, but they're also trying to put too much detail in.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to talk about it.
Let's see. Lana says, this is the barista you posted on Instagram, right? Correct, Lana.
I was about to say, what did you post? Because I don't know.
Oh, I posted the sketch that I did of her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a different picture, but yes, that is the same barista.
In fact, I need to finish my sketch over.
Yeah. You're doing yours in Sanguine, so I'm jealous because I like Sanguine a lot.
I've never done it.
Oh, well, we did it in one of my drawing classes.
Yeah, we had to.
Several of my drawing classes.
Yeah, I had to buy it for a drawing class, but we never used it.
And Greg Hill, one of my instructors, and he's a local watercolor artist, really, really awesome guy and very talented. He gave me a couple pieces of Sanguine, and they're just little pieces of stone. Like, I thought that they would be like, compressed charcoal in sticks,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just like pieces of stone. And he explained it to me that the ones that he used, they just chisel them out of the quarry. And he said that the ones that he had, they're in a little tin. They're from Italy, and their claim to fame was that they were chiseled out of the same quarry that Da Vinci.
His stone?
His Sanguine came from the same quarry. So
Wow.
I still have one of those pieces. So
are you not using it for a reason, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's awesome. It's like the piece of the Berlin Wall that I've got. It's like a stone with meaning.
Let's see.
The watercolor sketch was by me, yes, but it was ink tints. It wasn't watercolor, but very similar. My ink tints I use them like watercolors. I think
You're also trying to learn them.
They're very similar, and that's from a series that I've been playing with, but I'm committing to now. So. And eventually, I think that's going to end up to be a kid's book. But
I can't explain about that.
yeah, it's about
If anybody can write a kid's book, it's
about a mouse named Hanzo.
Don't give too much away yet.
Well, no, that's in the title. It says Hanzo the mouse. So
Well, I know that.
yeah.
Get this curve up.
So Lana, when the Berlin Wall came down, I was stationed in Germany, and a buddy of mine went to East Germany after the wall came down, and he brought a bunch of pieces back for all of us.
I think I went too long with this line.
Lana just pointed out that pieces of the Berlin Wall that are bought in tourist shops are not real.
Yeah,
they're just chunks of concrete. So
no, you were there.
Yeah, that was amazing, and obviously Lana, I'm sure, knows what I'm talking about. But that was a really amazing time in Germany. So it was an end of an era.
Bad era.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of restrictions.
No politics.
Yeah.
Please.
No.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. But Lana, when my buddy went there, everybody was still tearing it down, because it had just come down, and so there was pieces all over the place. So. I think I had 2 or 3 pieces, and I gave one piece to my parents, I think. But I have a piece on the mantle. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I imagine parts of the wall are just that they sell to tourists now are just like pieces of graffitied wall that they
broke down
they
somewhere.
broke down with a sledgehammer and they sell it. So
Let's try to get these. See, if you notice, it's very tedious trying to get these small, get everything in the right place without going overboard.
Patience is
Yes.
a key.
Yes, this is very much.
Patience and control. Yeah, it's already looking really good though.
Focus. My pencil.
Well, in regards to our Instagram post, I also it's on the Instagram post, but I wanted to mention too that a while back I was commissioned to do a book cover for a local author, and
Don't you get that cover the book this week?
I should. And so his name is Jeremy Martin, and he's been toiling away on this book for years, and he finally decided to publish it. So it'll be available on Amazon.
He was one of your instructors.
Yeah, he was an English teacher, of course, English composition. But super nice guy, well spoken, and a writer. He's going to be doing a book of poems as well. But yeah, he approached me about doing the book cover because he didn't want to use stock photos, and he wanted to do something that really personally related to the book. And he thought of me because he knew that I was an artist and he wanted to stay local. So I did, and like I said, the book is on Amazon. It's on something else too. I just can't think of what it is.
I don't know. I'm finding out some of this stuff for the first time.
Oh, anyway. So yeah, it'll be on Amazon. It's called like A Lover Never Leaving. You can see the post on Instagram. I'll probably do another post that speaks to it specifically, but it's definitely worth checking out. And it's a novella, so it's not a super long book, but it is an interesting book.
Alright. So with the ball tip, the small ball tip, as long as I have it on low heat and I keep it moving, I'm not getting the dreaded blobs. And I'm not trying to get every detail of the lip.
Ah. Oh, it's Kindle. It's the other platform that it's on. And they were talking about things, because we talked about the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about in her, Sian says their hometown is a really big tourist city in Finland, and they sell all kinds of stuff to tourists, like reindeer poop.
We can just go to the deer farm for that.
It's funny that she mentions that, because when I was in Alaska, when I lived there, I was approached by a guy who wanted to commission me for
Sorry, that sounded kind of
a ad campaign for Armored Mosquito, Alaska, and so I don't know if you guys do this in Finland, but there are these touristy things that they make. It's a porcupine needle stuck in a moose turd, and with 2 feathers for wings, and a tail feather, and that is the mosquito that has covered itself in poop, and so it is armored to protect itself. Anyway, and so this was going to be a whole big thing, and he was like super duper excited about it, and maybe he went on to make millions, but and then I came to my part because I did some production sketches for him, just to get it going. I was a little bit younger and more naive then. I didn't ask for anything up front, and so he's like, so because I think for the sketches that I had, I charged him. I don't remember. It wasn't a huge amount, but so he approached me with his business idea. He's like, so he says, I could pay you this commission fee, or I can let you have a piece of the action. And I was like, no, man, no.
You pay me.
I'll take the money, and because there's so much moose poop being sold in Alaska, and I wish the guy well. Maybe I missed out on a tremendous experience, but it's moose poop.
So there's also going to be a lot of negative burning to shape areas, and that's what I'm trying to do now. And I'm trying to do it very lightly, so if I need to go back and fix something, it's easier to sand.
Yeah.
Alana, if you're watching, just remember it stays in the ugly stage for a while.
Who?
Alana, sorry.
Oh.
I don't want her to... It's very, it's a bit nerve-wracking having somebody, if she's watching, even on replay. Most people do a commission portrait, but the person that the piece is about isn't watching them.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to be very...
That's because, like, most of the time, the artist is like, you've got the person and, they're sitting there and they're like, how's it going? And the artist is like, it's fine. But then internally, the artist is like, crap, I gotta fix this.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, my eyes just bounced.
The inner monologue that goes on with artists while we're going through it, like, why isn't this turning out? Why am I an artist? This doesn't make any sense. I'm a fraud.
And then you get done,
and
you're
get done, and they're like, oh, I like it. And then, like,
why is the back door open?
It's open. I think Moon's trying to angle for treats. Either that or else the person's like... This is the hard thing with portraits, too, is that a lot of people will ask for their portrait. I won't say a lot. I'll say like 50%. I'll say people will ask for their portrait, and you'll paint their portrait, and it's accurate. Now, this does not account for the times that you don't paint the portrait right, okay? So that does happen, but let's say that you paint the portrait, perfectly, and they see it, and they're like, whoa, that doesn't look like me at all.
Why'd you give me a double chin?
Yeah, I don't have a double chin. My nose does not look like that. And see, look at my nose. It's straight. And it's like, and you want to tell them, like, yeah, but you're looking at a 3/4 view, and the 3/4 view, that's what it looks like,
Well, not only that, we see ourselves differently. Either good or bad.
That's true.
And we're not looking at ourselves all the time, whereas everybody else is.
Yeah. I did a commission one time for a fishing tour service. And, Jesus.
Moon, not now. We left the studio door open so that the dogs in general tend to be calmer. But who knows why. Alright, so the side of her face is harder because it's also back in the hair and we've got negative burning going on. So I'm trying to be very careful and do the lighter burn in order to shape her face correctly. And that's just things to pay attention to. And I may have to flip her to make sure I'm getting the angles right. But a lot of these shadows are going to go darker. This is just so I have a visual of where we're at. And if I need to fix anything. Sorry, this is hard trying to live stream and talk and burn this correctly. This is hard. Like I said, I haven't done a portrait since 2013, and that was Jason's portrait. And it was much bigger, and it's always easier to get more detail in a bigger piece. Smaller ones are harder to do. But I would like to get her face done so you guys can see it. And I am trying to blend so that we don't have harsh lines where we don't want them. Why does it sound like he's getting food? Let's see here. So I need to look up. Yes, the liquify tool in Photoshop. I actually don't use that. So the eyelashes we're going to have dark. We're not going to have detail. Let's see here. Any other small areas for now? And curve. This is a very pronounced shadow, so I want it to be there. And the side of the nose is not perfectly white. We do have a bit of a brighter highlight here. So I'm going to try to preserve that. And doing this, it should also push the area back and not make it stand out so much. This also shows that how much we need to darken other areas in this piece. I'm so behind in World Pyrography Month, but I'm closer to getting done. Alright, I'm going to switch over to the spear shader so I can put in some more of my lighter burns.
This was all about a snack.
That was all about a snack. Your snack or her snack?
You didn't hear me barking, did you?
No, I didn't
He
hear
is even getting food, I can hear that. Busted.
So that's why you left me, to get food. Alright, let's see. Go a little darker, I think. Start putting in the side of the face so things start showing up.
Yeah. Oh. So this one client, he wanted me to do this painting of a float plane, and the float plane was like catching a fish, and the fish was bigger than the float plane, and so we went through like 3 iterations of this, and on the second to last iteration it was like, well, the fish isn't scary enough, and so he's like, more teeth, make it scary eyes, bloodshot eyes, and fangs, make it super scary, right?
I thought he was just fishing.
Right. And so I did that, and I brought it back to him, and he's like, whoa, that's too scary, that's going to scare the clients away. And I told him it was the first time I ever did this. I was like, you know what, I don't think that I'm on the same wavelength. There's got to be somebody who can do this better. I'm sorry, I can't finish this. And that's been my mantra ever since. It's like I don't take commissions unless I feel like that I'm on the person's wavelengths. Like Jeremy Martin, like I feel like I get him. Like I feel like that I can work well, with him, and that I can that I see what he wants for a vision. But some people I don't. And if you're doing a commission and like you and the client aren't gelling like that, and especially if it's something that's got a lot of different elements in it that are, that you are working out, it can be a very painful process.
And it's okay to walk away.
It certainly is.
Let's see here.
Oh, good Lord.
What?
Sian says when it's feeding time there, it's not that silent. Ruka whines and Bun eats the carpet.
Oh no, this is just snack time. It gets louder.
Yeah.
No, it's not even time for snacks. I don't know why she's... Alright,
Because she got up and she went outside.
Oh.
Came back in. She's like, you know what? It'd be nice to have a snack. Right now.
So some of this is like baby hair that you get along your forehead. The soft, short, wispy. And so I definitely don't want the detail of it. But it needs to be there because it's part of how her head looks.
So the snack that I got was, I made stir fry a couple days ago.
It's very smelly.
There was, is it?
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're not. You're hungry.
And was a little bit left, so it's just a very simple stir fry with peppers and onions and beef, and also have udon noodles in it. Philip has to go.
Oh, hi Philip.
He will see us all next week.
Have a great weekend.
So now I'm the only mod.
You are the only mod in the village.
Nobody act up. Alright, I'll have to do something. And I don't know what.
You don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is. But it'll be something.
Here. This area is...
Bernadette will come and visit you.
Remember, there's different planes to your face, or to a face. And so there's going to be different types of shading. I'm just trying to get the main stuff in, and this will go darker. But I think I can delete that, or erase that. And then I'll bump down to her neck so that I can do some negative burning to bring out her face, and you can see what that does. This is a really little area. I think her face is all of 2.5 by 2.5.
Yeah.
So it's very small.
When I was starting out as an artist, I always went small. Most of my work was 8.5 by 11 or smaller, and my faces were all small too.
I prefer to do bigger pieces, but since doing YouTube, I've been doing smaller.
Well, that's for time.
Yeah.
But I learned that the larger the piece is, it's actually a lot easier proportionally.
Yeah.
And a lot easier to get that detail in because you're not fighting against the restrictions of size with your tools.
Well, and you can get more detail in. You can, it's easier to control where you want the focus to go. And so light burning is our friend, and I have to be careful because when I seal this, the burning will go darker. And I know some people have been saying that they have an issue with their burning disappearing. I have not had that issue. Get that in there. Alright, so let's see if we can shape our face better. That means I can also bump up the heat.
Bump up the heat.
I was waiting for that.
Alana wants to know, what is the biggest pyrography piece you've ever made?
16 by 20, full board. Oh, actually, no. 18 by 24.
Which one is that?
The box that I built and burnt with 2 different burnings. The commission piece in 2010.
What about just flat art?
Raccoon, 16 by 20.
16 by 20, that's what I thought. See, I've been trying to encourage you to dust off the torch and do a much larger piece. But she's resistant to that.
No, I'm not. I'm just busy.
That's called being resistant.
Busy. I can't even start a new project until Amber. Can you shut the door, please? Grumpy butthead. I can't even start a new piece until after September 16th.
Try and defend yourself while I'm away.
But it's true.
That's not going to stop her from barking. Amber is our oldest lady.
14.
She's very hard of hearing, mostly deaf. And so when she talks, she has to talk very loud. Otherwise, no one can hear her.
And everybody has to listen.
Yeah, everybody has no choice but to listen.
Trying to keep this as smooth as I can because it goes out onto her neck. I can always go back and put texture. There we go. We at least got side of the face here. That helps. Let's see here. And this goes all the way up above her eyebrow. I'm not worried about this not being as smooth, and that's kind of picking up the grain, and that's because I don't need this to be smooth. That's where hair's at. I just needed to put it in so that we could shape her face. Alright, and now we need to shape this side, and I've been trying really hard not to move the board, so this is going to be harder for me to do. Let's see here. Side of mouth goes that way. So right now I am at 3.5. Oh, that was my tummy.
Oh yeah, you have the AAC coming up too, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's until after September 16th, I can't start anything new.
Wow.
Because I've also got It's Elemental and entering for that. I can bring this darker up, and I probably will. But for now, let's go here and here.
Before I ask these, I'm going to preface this with I believe that you have videos that cover this as well.
What's that?
But Beryl would like to know what size grit sandpaper do you use for your last sanding, and Lana wants to
400.
know 400, and Lana wants to know, do you sand the board before burning?
Yeah, oh yes, every time.
Don't you have videos that are specifically about that though? I can't remember.
Not that I remember. 400 is my final sand on a board, and I sand the boards I get are already pre-sanded. They tend to be right around 200, but that's not smooth enough for what I want. So I sand 220, 320, and then 400. Let's see here. Put some of these darks in there better. Let's see if that helps.
Try not to cling too much.
Yeah. Alright. Got that in. Let's see here. Trying to be careful because I don't want to go necessarily as dark. See, we have a highlight along the edge of the face. Get that. And then where the eye is, we actually have a curve. Basically, you. And it comes down. I'm trying to be careful on not reshaping too much. Because overall, my lines should be somewhat accurate.
Krista Gershner wants
Hey,
to know
Chris.
how often do you end up cleaning your pin tips?
I've had to clean them a little more on this board because I've been burning darker. Not often. I'm thinking. If I feel like there's a little drag that's on the board, I will just kind of wipe it off on my strop and then keep going. As a deep clean or deep polish, maybe once every 6 months. But it also has to do with how dark you burn, like all the time. And I just but on paper I will have to clean more on paper. Let's see here.
I think it would also depend too on whether or not that your tips are polished, because
Chris has an Optima.
Yes, yeah. But I'm saying that if you don't,
if you don't, then you're cleaning it more.
You clean it more because that surface is going to pick up more carbon.
Yep.
Now Harrelson has said she just received a piece of basswood, basswood, and it had stickers on the wood.
Ugh.
Who puts stickers on craft wood?
They do it all the time.
What do you recommend to get the glue?
Using a hair dryer on hot. If you heat up the sticker, it loosens up the glue, and you can pull it off. And then, if there's any glue residue, which there always is glue residue because it's so frustrating, taking some alcohol and rubbing that over the residue. Let's see here.
You're going to have to sand it anyway.
Yeah, you're going to have to sand it anyway. Sanding will happen after.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that. It's frustrating. It's like, really? Even if somebody was painting the board.
And I would tell you from experience that it's better to put on the alcohol before you sand. Yes. Because if you just tried to sand the glue residue off,
it just gums up your sandpaper and sticks. It doesn't come off very well.
Yep.
Let's see. I feel like this shape's a little wrong. Let's see.
You know, I wasn't the biggest fan of the green peppers in the stir fry. I know that happens all the time, but
That you're not?
no.
Oh, you're the one who made it.
I know, I'm just saying.
This time it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. You did it. You did it.
And that's the sound of Val burning for too long.
Are we? No, we still got half an hour. I'm just trying to get... Even I have a hard time pushing through the ugly stage and reminding myself it's not going to stay like this. And that's after almost 13 years. I still have... Let's see here. See, for some of this, I can definitely go with the bigger pen, and that'll save some time and burn it a little smoother. In fact, hey, let's show off the redesign. No, the new version of the spoon shader. Though apparently, because this is the 5/8, apparently 0.625. I haven't tested it yet for this, but you can do calligraphy with this pen, apparently. Again, I haven't tested it yet. I'm not saying that Pat's not being true. This is a very flexible tip, like more so. It's probably one of the most flexible tips
I don't know that one.
Well, I didn't ask you. Sheesh. That was pretty presumptuous. All right. So hopefully you can see this pen is flexible, but I think in a good way.
So what pen are you using now?
This is the 23L spoon shader 6.25. There you go, Pat. I remembered my fractions. So man, I know he watches.
6 point what?
0.625.
0.625.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Got it.
There you go. And I remembered the fraction. And he knows what I'm talking about. He knows.
Chris says, I should have ordered that spoon shader.
It does burn a little differently than the first iteration of the spoon shader. And I haven't decided which one I like better. Because this does burn a little differently than the original. So I'm not sure what I think of this one yet. We all burn a little differently, so that's okay. That's okay. I feel like I don't have her cheek out enough. Right about there, I feel a little off. Now, everything I've been using in my videos, I do have my kit page linked down below, and you be able to find everything from erasers to the sanding sticks, burner, what else?
Pardon me. Excuse me, sorry.
Colored pencils, watercolor pencils, inks, anything you've seen me use on the videos, on the lives and videos. I do have those linked so you can find them easy.
Vero Mosianko has the 0.375 spoon.
0.3.
And Cheryl.
I'm trying to think because I have things keep changing. 0.375. Oh no, can't show that pen. Sorry, can't show that pen. Put it away.
Is that one of the...
Yeah. There'll be a new pen coming, hopefully soon. That I need to give input on. I'm just trying to find the spoon shader. The other spoon shader. Where is it?
Well, Cheryl Harrelson says she wished she had the fixed tip pen unit instead of her Colwood detailer. And also she was going to ask what the sanding stick was called.
It is Duro. They're called sanding twigs.
You can get them at paint stores.
They're on Amazon too.
Oh yeah.
You can get 100 of them. That's what these are from. They're basically emery boards cut out. It's the cutoffs of the emery boards. on different grits.
Beryl says, LOL, new pen. And Chris Gershner says, in Cal Caps, you have secret pens.
I do have secret pens. You shall see them soon. I do.
Alana, Sienna's posted Ruka's destructions on Instagram.
Oh.
She'll look and see.
Let's see here. I do not want to go dark on her face because he does have paler skin. And I know that can feel... Let's see here. I need to go up. See, this one burns a little differently, and this was modified, the spoon shader, the large one, was modified for Richie based on how he likes to burn. But I can tell it's different for me. And that's okay. Richie and I do burn differently. And that's nothing wrong with that. You can use this pin up on the edge. Let's see here. What can we do? So I'm using it on the edge. For me, I think I like how the 18M burns a little bit better for me. And I know Richie doesn't like that pen as much as I do. And that's okay. Let's see if I can...
I don't see the destruction on CNs. Well, they're asking for hints. What does this secret pin do?
It burns.
That's not fair.
Okay, we can play this little game then. It is a pin that hopefully by the time I'm done, it will burn a certain type of subject that you guys see me burn all the time. And one that I get asked about all the time.
Ravens?
No, and why are you guessing?
I didn't realize.
You don't get to guess because you know the answer.
Oh, so I'm just here to work.
Yes, you're just here to work.
I'll just stay in my little corner and work then. I won't say anything. I won't be controversial. I won't ask questions. This is me over here not asking questions.
That's you pouting.
About your secret pin.
Now, if somebody gets it, I'm not going to verify the answer.
What's the point of guessing?
Because they asked. I don't think it's anything I can't say. I just can't show the tip right now until we get it. He's asked me to keep. Pat's asked me to keep it off camera. See, I'm not. I honestly, and if you use this pen and you love it, that's awesome. But so far, this is not my favorite pen. And again, as I burn differently, I move my pen differently, I use angles differently. It's nothing against Richie or anybody else. It's just how I burn. I think I'm gonna go back to my regular.
Chris is asking, so am I going to be ordering this pen? And Beryl says,
yes.
Beryl says, Chris, I bet we both order this pen. Let's just phone Pat and order blindly. So what's Pat going to do if he gets a call? It's like, we want the new secret pen that Val has.
But we don't know what it is.
And he's like, which one?
This is a pen he already has. It's a modification of this pen.
Oh, well, he only has like 2 or 3 pens, so that shouldn't be hard to figure out.
I switched back over to the 18M. And see, Ricky didn't care for this pen. So, I mean, it's all how...
Cryptic. You like being cryptic.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to mention it. I accidentally grabbed that pen.
Ah.
I wasn't trying to start anything. I accidentally grabbed the pen and had to... I think I even shared it for...
Lies. For certain.
See, for me, and the way I burn, the 18M, yes, works better. Again, there's nothing wrong with the spoon shader that I just put away. It's a good pen. It's just for how I work. And I think it's really good to have options because we all do work differently.
That is true.
Yep. I think we can have too many options that ends up overwhelming us. What?
You.
What?
And your too many options. I don't know anybody who has too many options in their studio. Let me just swivel around here. Oh no, I've knocked over the mountain of colored pencils. Oh no, I'm trapped underneath them.
What else?
Oh, you have some.
You might as well just keep going. What else?
The pile of burners.
Hey, I had to find the best burner, and I have found the best burner. And since I have found the best burner, have I bought another burner?
You have not.
So I have not bought another burner in almost a year.
You actually gave one away, too.
And I gave one away because it was just sitting here collecting dust, because that's all it's good for, in my opinion.
Okay.
And to learn on. So I haven't bought...
See, the thing that you said, though, like sometimes when you have too many options, it creates confusion.
It does.
And that's why, like, when you asked me, like, hey, do you want this? Do you want this? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And, like, you have your assault pack and parachute that you take to sketching on Sunday.
You're just jealous. Oh, you're jealous because who asked me, oh, what do you have in your bag? I want something different.
Because I forgot my watercolors.
But who? Who said it?
It was me.
Who?
Okay, that's obvious.
Who?
But
who?
I'm just saying, were you now? I'm just saying that if I have too many, then I get overwhelmed. I'm like, oh, what am I going to use? And I always end up using the stuff that I know.
Well, and I agree with that. And the thing is there's only... The reason I have so many pens is because Pat gets asked best pens for this. I get asked best pens for this. And so if I'm curious about a pen, I ask Pat for the pen so I can test it out and help other people. I don't necessarily use the pen all the time.
Mm.
I have my favorites as well. I like the ball tips. This pen that I've got in my hand is the pen that I use the most in any of my burnings. For me, it is very versatile.
Well, obviously.
See, I can't figure out what that is.
I you know what? I can't engage with this right now. I have to get back to my job of reading chat. So anyway, whatever. So Chris says, Pat, hook us up. Chris is about to print out the pin list and just highlight the ones that she doesn't have. Cian wants to know, is it going to be named Val's Secret Pin?
I tried to get him to go DWF with it, and I don't know. We'll see what he does.
Don't walk far.
No, drawing with fire.
Oh.
Smarty pants. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Chris says she loves owls. Oh, let's switch to owls now.
Oh,
because of all your hooting.
You're the one that pointed it out.
And apparently, I'm looking here. Vero wants a pin rack like Phillips.
Mm-hmm. I'll make something similar. I've been thinking about it. I just, again, have not had time to do anything.
And Vero says, well, I didn't want to post I don't have as many pins as him. I'm a close second.
Does everybody want to see all the pins that I can show?
No.
No? What's the use of having them if you can't show them all?
Because that's bragging.
Hey, I work my butt off for these.
Okay, Ron. I have many bookshelves in my house.
You smell of mahogany.
Smell of fine mahogany.
Let's see. I gotta fix this. It feels so off. If you notice, I'm trying to use the negative burning to fix my lines, not outline.
Meryl says, yes, we have pen envy. Oh, no.
What? I didn't say nothing. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Heather's not even in chat.
Mm-mm. No. In fact, Eve, we don't have Eve today because she's off visiting her parents, and I hope that's going awesome. There we go. I feel that.
Are you posting on Instagram today?
I need to, but if you want to, go for it.
I was just going to post one of the sketches.
Oh, go
One of
ahead.
the other sketches I did, and I was going to do a more dedicated post about the book.
Go ahead. You do that. That was dark.
Yeah, I need to start posting on Instagram the
I'm behind posting.
morning of Tuesday to let people know about the live.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I didn't do it.
Beryl and Chris want to see your pins. Why are you encouraging her?
You're just jealous.
Oh, Beryl says, yes, post pin photo on Instagram.
I have a pin photo on Instagram, but I need to update it.
I can look.
Let's see here. I went too dark.
How long ago was it?
It's been a while.
So, just
Months.
Months.
Well, I'm not good at posting anyway. I got so much to do.
I'm looking and seeing.
Let's see here.
There's 2 pins. It can't be right.
Alright. Well, we're getting close to the end. Yeah. Alright, I'll show the pins I got.
I don't see any posts about pins.
Alright, I'm only showing, though, the pins I can show. Because...
Which are the ones that...
Let's back the camera out.
Because I could go rogue and I could take the pins and I could just shove them in front of the camera.
You don't know. Ha ha.
Well, I'll just wait until you show the ones that you can show. And then I'll show the ones that you don't show. Then I'll be in trouble.
Yes, you will.
So I probably won't do that.
I smack your hand.
Ow!
You put it there. Alright.
Beryl says, do you think the secret pin will be there? Sadly, it will not, I'm sure. I don't think Val is going to sneak the secret pin in there.
No, I'm not. Pat asked me to hold off on it, so I will hold off on it. Alright, and I'm going to be doing a series, hopefully starting in October. We'll see. I got so many things planned and whatnot. It's going to be on each set of tips and what they do. That way you can decide if you need or want them. So I will start off.
Sorry, chat. I've already been shut down. No secret pin.
Let's see here. We shall start with the Spear Type shaders. So you can keep count. This one's hot because I just used it.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's 4. We've got the 18S, M, L, and 2B. And then we have, I think that will go with that.
I'll post a picture of the pins later, but it'll just be the wrong end. It'll be the connector. And
then here's the butt head. The 3 ball tips, small, medium, and large. I guess it helps if I actually show it on camera. You didn't say I was off camera.
oh,
So this
I was looking at the pan. I was looking at what you're looking at.
All right,
Sorry,
so
Chad.
we'll start over for a second.
Paulo is here.
Hey, Paul. Small, medium, large, and 18, and SB. This is the ball tips. So that's 7. And then we got the 9. The 9M, S, and 9PP.
So you're up to 10.
Alright, so let me put these in order. So we got, and then let's see here. So this is the new one, 9M, 9MS, 9PP. Here.
I knew this was going to happen.
Oh, sorry. You hold right there. Yeah.
It's a good thing.
You hold right there. You hold right there.
Help
All
me.
right.
Help me, chat. Bernadette should be doing this. Oh God. She can't do anything anymore.
Alright. So, spoon shaders. Small, medium, old large, new large. And then the 12. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the 12. This is the 12S. And 17. So, what are we at?
I'm counting right now.
I think you got 10, don't you?
I got 10.
You had 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, and not including the 2 I can't show.
You mean this one?
No, that's not it, you butthead. Don't do that to them. That's not that. That is not right. Yes, Chris. Tag it DWF. So it would be oh, I almost gave the number.
Oh, keep pushing chat. She might screw up.
No, I'm not going to screw up this time. All right, we can put them down now.
Yeah, those are heavy.
Now I need a new stand.
Yeah.
I almost gave it away. I'll ask Pat when I can. I'm still working on the World Pyrography videos, one for, of course, for each burning. And you will see it, this pin, in later burnings. But you won't see it in this week. I will continue to post those. I know I haven't posted any in about a week. And that's just because at this point, I'm just trying to push and get them done. And then I'll come back and do the videos. That's really all I can do. There's so much going on.
So Beryl says, oh my God, I have a pin Valarie doesn't have.
Which one? No, it's one secret pin, 2 versions, Chris. It's so that I can... yes, I will do the Targier. Yeah, I'm going to upload all the videos. It's just going to be a while. That's all. And it's just going to have to be okay. I know.
Well, Paulo is not feeling well. That's why he's not talking. Cheryl Harrelson says this really helps with an upcoming burning of her late stepfather.
Oh, good. 13
gives her some awesome tips.
13M. 13M. Beryl, 13M may not be a pin that I actually need, but I will check. I shall check, because I'm not actually sure what that one is.
See, when I was a child, when I was in 3rd grade...
Last year?
Shut up. Anyway. I collected Star Wars cards, trading cards. And I was obsessed with having all of the ones in the Empire Strikes Back collection, because that's when I started, when I started collecting. I feel like Val has an obsession with pens.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like I said, I don't use every single
Hashtag
pen.
does know what she's talking about. What I'm talking about. She knows.
12S, 13S. Okay, fish scales or a flat work shading pen. I guess it helps. That one is really not too far off from the 18 and the 2. So I haven't actually asked for that pen. Let's see here. If somebody wants to see that pen, I will ask for it. I don't tend to do fish scales. Not that that's only what the pen is for. Oops, I guess it helps if I actually point the phone at the right place. See, because the pins close to this are... are these two. So I haven't necessarily looked at them because I have the other ones. What does Burl say about this? Let's see here. So, for most carvers and okay, well, I'll talk to Pat and see if he will send me those. Some of the pins, the tips, though they're on the site, he's looking at taking them down because they don't work as well or whatnot. So I will have to find out if 13 is one of those, because we've actually not talked about them. I know he's working on a new calligraphy tip, or he may actually have that done. I'm not sure. Okay, the 13M for lettering. And that's the thing. Though I probably should do some lettering on the channel just to help other people out. In general, lettering is the one thing that I hate doing the most.
Me too.
It's not something I'm drawn to. I mean, I can do some hand lettering in my bullet journal, but as of burning, I haven't gotten into that. There's nothing wrong with doing it. And if you love it, go for it. It's just not something that's really called to me.
Oh my god.
But I will give it a try.
Beryl's telling Chris, we have to order tips before they disappear. Or Pat is going to have like a deluge.
Well, no. Like one of those pens would be the 9. Pat does not recommend the 9 because it gets too hot. And he was able to modify it. I'm trying to find it. So that it works better. So he's just thinking of taking it off the site because he doesn't even recommend that pen. Where did I just put it? Oh, no. Yeah. I have to check it.
Wait, that's not the secret one, is it?
No, this is not the secret one. Good luck trying. I am not doing it. No, it's the 9M. It's rounded. So the 9 is the writing tip that he's talking about taking off the site. And it's just because this one works better. That's all. And stays cooler longer.
Just get those other ones.
Get away. Get away. You don't even know which ones they are.
I'll just grab all of them.
Stop
biting me.
I will bite you. They have to wait. I didn't bite you very hard.
You left a scar.
I did not do that. That you did that. I did not do that. I'm not falling for it.
Look what she did to my hand.
I did not do that. Oh! I'm sorry.
Okay, this is getting weird now.
Okay. Is there a secret one? Another ball tip? No. Nope, it is not a ball tip. He was supposed to be sending me the large ball tip. I think he forgot. The extra large. Oops. Okay. No, the purpose of the spoon shaders is they tend to heat up like a ball tip. Pat won't tell you. He better not tell you. Pat, I'm sending you a message. You better not tell anybody. We'll make a game out of this. The spoon shaders burn similar to the ball tips, but because the metal is thinner, you're able to heat it up more with a lower temperature, but still get a similar type burn. This is the old iteration of the spoon shader. And I actually think I like this one better. But again.
It's time to go. People are saying goodbye.
Okay. Okay, we shall go. If we don't have any other questions, I will talk to Pat and see when I can show you.
Yeah, phone might be busy.
Next week's live, since we're going to be done with this, whether I'm done burning or not, there won't be another live on this. I'm going to work on the hummingbird that we haven't seen in...
What about the buffalo?
A month. Okay, you got a choice. For next week, you have hummingbird, queen, buffalo, or bear. Those are your 3 options, because then I have to work on the AAC video, and I haven't even started the piece, and I can't afford to start a new piece right now. So those are your choices. Let me know down in the comments if you're watching on replay. If you next week you want to see the buffalo, the bear with his arms up, bear cub with the arms up, or the hummingbird queen. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us if you were in chat. And if you're watching on replay, thank you. Happy burning, guys. Bye.
Bye.
That was weak.
Bye.
Thank you. That's much better.